This is the story of Luca Fornaciari and his F1 road to victory. So, he first got a seat at F1's newest team, Ford, I think. But then, got in the car, but then he'd struggled getting out the pits. But then he got out the pits in qualifying for the New Zealand Grand Prix, which was the last race of the season. He said he won't leave until he gets 10 world championships. But his main problem was Ayrton Senna, which is his main problem. It was him driving. His cars weren't the fastest, but they were the easiest to handle. With no ERS, no fuel mix, guys, it would have been easier to handle. He leapt out onto the track. But then, on lap 53, disaster struck. His car goes. But then the engine goes. But then he starts back up. And then his car goes into the barrier, crashing himself out of the New Zealand Grand Prix. He went, but then got back in and got the engine stopped. So he was heading back to the pit, but told the pit, so this is all this radio doing like, Luca box, you've been disqualified. You are causing yellow flags, stop causing yellow flags or you'll be banned. Okay, Luca, red flag, come in the pits. You've been doing some dangerous driving. And this was a disaster. Came back in the pits. But then that's when disaster struck when 2010 season came. He said goodbye to his old car when he was moving to a new team. And that team was Ferrari. As he heads into his garage, such in disbelief, he's sad. But ever since he got the car, he's been wondering, Luke, I've been wondering, why is this car so different? It doesn't handle well. Like the steering wheel, it feels different. Like this grip, it's so horrible. Like who drives with these things? But ever since Luca leapt out onto the track, in his first qualifying session, everything went wrong. His teammate, I think it was Rubens Barrichello, which I don't know. But his teammate now, Michael Schumacher, who got a contract for Mercedes, then won for Ferrari and then denied it. But when he spun and just ran wide, disasters went. But then he got DRS, hit the barrier, kept going. But he had to go against legends like Michael Schumacher with his teammate. But then Michael Schumacher crashed. Let's look at Michael Schumacher's cam. He really beached that Ferrari. So then, there was the red flag. But when Luca came around, he was like, bro, what's this guy doing? Like, he was so confused that when it was race day, he was doing the formation lap when this steering wheel stops. But it doesn't. It's just this car has a bit bad handling. But qualifying first, in front of Lewis Hamilton, who will be starting second. Lots of stuff was about to go wrong. As we went to 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Great reaction from Lewis Hamilton as he overtakes Luca Forniciari. Oh, and he hit, and he actually knocked his, and Michael Schumacher is now out of this race. Let's look at Luca Forniciari's thing. Helmet cam. He's going in, then runs wide. But then his front wing goes. This is a disaster for Luca Forniciari. But everything went bad when it started raining. He'd have to come into the pits, which everyone would, so that means he'd take the lead, which is good, because that means Lewis won't overtake him. But boom, the engine goes, boom, spins. He's gonna have to go on to full wets, because then weather gets worse. And he can't find his way back on. And then boom, he has to pit. But then he comes back in the pits. But even though nobody's in the pits, he'd still come in, because he knows the weather will change, because like the weather changes. But then he comes into another person's pit box, which is his teammates. And they don't know it's not him. But he's going onto wet tires. We don't know why, but I think he thinks it's better. But why is he on wet tires? But his car spins. It might be the final lap of the race. But he spins again. It's the final lap. He has the 20-second lead. And if he wins this, he'll be champion of the world. Well, let's look at Luca's performance. He just flicks the steering wheel. No one ever knows. Except for one more. But look at this driver, he just swoops out onto the track. But then the car goes, and then that happens. He's still got the lead because everyone's spinning back there. But is it going to be a second world championship, or is it going to be a 5th world championship for this man, who they thought was going to be the best world champion, Lewis Hamilton? They don't know he's like Max Verstappen, which they say which will be better. Because they say, when he becomes a 2022, he'll be driving a Red Bull. And they say he'll be world champion. on DRS. But no one knows. He closes it. This race is not a good race for Luca Forniciari. The wet weather is really bothering him. They're gonna add an additional lap. The drivers are not allowed to use DRS. Yellow flag, yellow flag. Luca Forniciari says wet weather races are the worst races for any driver. And he says no one ever believes somebody says that. Luca will always remember. Green flag, go! They only wave yellows. If he keeps on the track, this is nearly the same of the season. Everyone's coming into the pits. But with our race leader, Luca, people think it's getting a bit last lap. Now this is his last lap driving the 2010 cars. I mean driving the 2018, the 2017 cars. He said, when these cars are gone, I'll be sure to remember this. Amazing.